world, welcome to Raccoon Studios. I'm Sean Bombs and I'm back with a Boss ME-90 video, but this time I want to compare the Fender style preamp amp section of the pedal to my Strymon Iridium's Fender style amp. And it's not like scientific, but I do have a line selector here. I recorded a loop real quick, not the greatest loop ever. Used my elbow to get it to stop and start, but and I bought some third-party IRs from York Audio, and they make really good stuff. So I have never purchased third-party IRs in my life. I've never downloaded any until recently. I'm not really the biggest on amp simulations or anything like that. I do prefer my tube amps, but you know, whatever gets the job done. And I've been on a quest to just have something that I can just plug in simply and be happy. And the Strymon Iridium's been pretty good for that. I mean, actually, it's been really good for that. It takes pedals well, and out of all the amp simulations that I've tried, the Strymon Iridium's the only one that I feel like takes fuzz well. I wanted to try to get these things to match, so I do have some IRs loaded in. I have the Boss Tone Studio application up, so you can see that I am using this IR. It is the last one on my list. I wish you could load way more than just 3. That's crazy. But, you know, the original sound's up here. Maybe I'll, showcase some of that. But I really already tried to get these to match. So I have a line selector. So A is the Strymon Iridium. B is the Boss. And also I'm going to turn fuzz on and off for both of them. I know it's not apples to apples. This is a triangle big muff. I do not know what the muff fuzz is. You know, it could be any iteration. They do not sound the same whatsoever. But, you know, it'll give you an idea of some things, you know. So that being said, let's get into it. I'm going to just start the loop now. So I tried to get them close. The Strymon just has a punchier sound to me, and I don't know what they did. The mid-range is like clean, and it doesn't get mushy, where I feel like the Boss ME-90 is a little incoherent in the mid-range. It's not as solid. So let's take a listen to with fuzz on and with this fuzz, and we'll see the comparisons, and then I'll just run through some of these IRs that I downloaded compared to the original, and that'll be the video. not apples to apples. Obviously, the Big Muff is an analog pedal. I have yet to get a digital fuzz that's going to sound better than an analog fuzz. It's just the way it is. It's not bad what's in here, but I feel like if you stack a bunch of those, you're going to have a lot of noise in your song. The Strymon Iridium just has a better punch, a solid foundation of the sound. It's going to take pedals better. It even takes it even takes in my own time playing with this. It even takes the Boss ME-90's overdrives better than the Boss ME-90 takes its own overdrives. If you could hear when I pushed the level up, it already distorted the preamp in here. I don't know what's going on in this thing, but my main complaint with this so far is the headroom in it. And it's not the headroom that's coming from a guitar's input. It's the headroom that's already inherent in this thing once you start pushing different things. So if you have overdrive level, if it's a little bit too much, too loud for the, if you crank it past like 50-60% going into the preamp section, it crackles, it gets some kind of weird noise. So at least it does on the twin combo, is which I'm using. I'm not sure about all the rest of them because I haven't delved into all of them. I've messed around with them shortly, but you know, like I say, my main thing is Fender amps, so that's usually what I'm going to go for. Before I'm done, though, I do want to show you these IRs. So right here is the one I was using. It's the darkest one I have. When you get these IRs from York Audio, they give you a bunch of them. So it's, I don't know, 15 of mixes. Then they have a bunch of them that are just one mic, so it'll be a 57, a 421, some kind of ribbon mic, you know, so forth. I didn't go through all of them, but these are the ones that I picked out just to try first. So I'm gonna toggle through these different IRs for you so you can hear the differences between the factory IR that comes with the Boss compared to like buying a third party or even finding one for free. All right. All right, so there you have it. I mean, there's definitely a difference between the IRs, and they do make a huge difference. And that's not to say the factory IR in this Boss ME-90 is horrible by any means. With certain sounds, it actually sounds probably better. Like the Fuzz, I feel like has a better mid-range with what they already have in here. Just to show you real quick, I'm gonna put on that Fuzz, and we're gonna start with the original IR. Out of all of them, for the Fuzz sound, for me personally, it was between the original and the York Audio with just the 57. And a lot of times that's, what we use is a 57 on the cabinet. Sometimes we mix things together. I like to mix a 421 with a 57. I don't have any ribbon mics here yet. I will at some point. But I usually blend those two together and I get a nice rounded sound with some grit from the 57. So, you know, but for this one, yeah, I thought the 57 had a better mid-range for that fuzz sound. But for the clean sound, I liked the last IR because it had a nice round, what I associate with a good, clean Fender sound. So hopefully you got something out of this. If you did, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe. If you're not already subscribed, hit the bell to stay notified because we update this channel weekly, sometimes twice a week. We like to experiment here with guitar pedals, drum machines, synthesizers, real drums, vocals. We go into the control room. I mess around with hardware, compressors, equalizers, and sometimes compare them to other plugins and all that kind of fun stuff. So if you're into that, please consider hitting that subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.